My experience with the pro-life movement goes very far back. My parents, so I should say I'm the oldest of 12 kids, even though my parents aren't Catholic. As I mentioned, my dad was raised Catholic, so that sort of, maybe that stuck, I'm not quite sure, but I'm the oldest of 12 kids, and so I was always raised with a strong pro-life ethic, and not just a pro-life ethic, but part of the pro-life activism. I can remember standing in front of the local abortion clinic with a sign when I was probably 4 years old or something like that. I can remember being at the March for Life when I was, again, probably about 4 years old, small enough that someone carried me because it snowed that day, and someone carried me up Capitol Hill because I couldn't make, between the snow and the hill, I couldn't make it up. So it was just some stranger picked me up and carried me up the hill. So, that's how long I've been involved in pro-life activism. My understanding of it didn't really change when I became a Catholic. What I realized, though, was that the arguments that were used by Protestants were basically borrowed from Catholicism. All of the natural law arguments and the understandings of the telos of the person and this sort of thing were effectively Catholic arguments that were just sort of borrowed, and that was instrumental, I think, realizing that many of the intellectual resources that were relied on by Protestants, especially non-denominational Protestants, are Catholic resources, just sort of rebaptized or what have you. And so that was also influential for me. So I wouldn't say that it changed. It was just, I realized the source of it. The first time I ever saw a monk was at the March for Life. I remember thinking it was very weird, seeing a bunch of monks with their, in their habits and their rosaries and so forth. So, I think that the pro-life movement is great because it's ecumenical in that way, as like you say. I mean, you go to the March for Life and it is all sorts of them. I remember last time I went, it was I saw like Atheists for Life and so forth. Weird, but whatever, we'll take it. But I think that it certainly has helped develop the dialogue between the denominations, and I think that once, like myself, once you realize that the argument, the intellectual heft behind it is coming from the Catholic Church, it makes that leap maybe a little bit easier, or at least a little more plausible or something like that.